think what we're going to see and what we're going to have to see with Thomas Tuchel is the fact that this guy, I keep saying, he's got 18 months. He's got to pick who he thinks and what he thinks is going to help him. And this, I think he's got, with this group, me and Roy's just looking at it, with this group, he's got an opportunity to bring the people who he wants in, whether it's Fulham or wherever it is. And so as he can see if that's what I need.
He said in his programme notes, he wants speed, he wants hunger, he wants a degree of freedom, he wants a lot more, it feels like, impetus and progression, doesn't it, from this England team now?
Is that what every manager wants? Is that
well, the fact that he's actually had to say it, though, means he hasn't had it up till now.
But he showed his frustration at the end of last season with the couple of results. Obviously, at the end of the season, players probably needed a break. But with the fact when they went 1-0 up against Andorra, they didn't kind of go for that second goal. I think that disappointed them. Certainly they losing the friendly then, of course. But you get over these things. But yeah, he wants all the things you just mentioned from his players. And of course, he's still learning about his group of players, whatever about the lads who are missing at the moment. And whatever you learn about on the field, he'll also be learning about players off the field, their attitudes to training, their turning up for these end-of-season games. It's going to be a different mindset now. Lads should be fresh. They've had a bit of a break. They're expected to win today. They expect them, if they do score early, they'll really go for it and not settle like they did at the end of last season, thinking 1-0's enough. You know, these England players are a lot better than that, and he'd expect more.
You'd hope he'd do that as well, Roy. The players who've got a chance, you know, they've got their chance, they're in. And while you're in, you've got to try and stay in. So you're hoping that they will take their chance. This is a good game for them to do
because
that.
The jeopardy, actually, with respect, is probably not the qualification, is it? The jeopardy is in making sure that you play well enough that you're on that aeroplane to the USA, because there's no Grealish today. There's no Walker today. There's no Alexander-Arnold. They may not come back. They may come back. But that's the level of competition.
Yeah, but that's always the case with England. We discuss a lot when we're doing England games about the players who aren't here. You're always going to have injuries, and they're brilliant players, but England have got some brilliant players in front of them. And a player's job is always, whether it be every training session, every match you play, is can I impress the manager? We all have opinions on players, but the most important one is the managers. So the England players today are getting their chance, or even the experienced players, show the manager that you can get that trust. Yeah, you expect England to win today and get through in the group. But the crunch games next year, build up that trust with the manager, so when they're playing these big games, knockout games of the World Cup will be here before you know it, that the manager has that feeling going, I like what he's done over the last 12 months. I'm going with him.
And it's a big game on Tuesday as well, remember, in Belgrade, probably the toughest in the group. Right, this is the team then he has picked today. Elliot Anderson, senior debut for him. We'll discuss him in detail in a few moments' time. First start for Eberici Eze as well in an England shirt, a first start. 108 caps for Harry Kane. That equals Bobby Moore's record as well. That's number 5 on the list. There's no Saka, Palmer and Bellingham. They're injured. Rashford, who was on loan here last season, Ezra and Madueke, they've got a chance here, haven't they? No one is saying they're second string to those I've said who are missing, but what an opportunity for those three.
Yeah, but the mere fact that they're here says that they're good enough to be here, and it's an opportunity in a World Cup year, Poogs. You know, like, people will say whatever they want. Whatever we do today, hopefully we do beat Andorra, which I'm sure we will do. And people might put a lot more emphasis on how we do it, but the main thing is to beat them, and then the players who have come in make it more difficult for the players who are on the outside who want to come in. Like I say, it's a World Cup year. I can't say how important that is to these players. So this is a perfect opportunity.
What a strong-looking team that is.
Yeah.
That is a strong, yeah, particularly for the attacking players now. You've got that opportunity. Go and take it. We don't want excuses after the match about Andorra sat in, low blocks, they were hard to beat. Get at them. Yeah. The attacking players, there's a lot of fans here today. They want to be entertained. Entertainment is about putting the ball in the box, creating chances, scoring goals. And the players on the pitch today that England have started, particularly the attacking players, are outstanding players, but we need to see it.
When we saw that graphic, actually 4-1, 4-1, you could see England playing like that, couldn't you? Because Rice can afford to play further forward, because respectfully of who the opponents are.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And obviously, that depends on the opposition, but today you think, obviously, England will dominate possession, they will get opportunities, and be smart with your play. You know, quick 1-2s, quick free kicks. Obviously, you've got players in the team who can go past people, 1v1s. That's what they're in the team for. Show the manager why he's put you in there.
Yeah. Been a busy few weeks, of course, with the transfer window, with Alexander Isak going to Liverpool for around about £125 million. 32 years ago, the record British transfer wasn't quite as much, £3.75 million. I put it into ChatGPT. Of course I did. What is the equivalent today? And ChatGPT actually said, if you are trying to make a comparison with Roy Keane, it's about 70 million. We are not alone. We're being listened to because it knew that. There you are.
I haven't changed much, have I?
Not at all.
No, you have changed. Right.
You've got better with age,
round
Roy.
your face, look there. You look round for you.
Better with age. What's interesting, isn't it, that the under-21s have won back-to-back European Championships and the Lionesses have done the same as well. Yeah. You have to think if you're in this senior team, you go, hang on a second, everybody else is winning. It's about time we got part of this winning habit.
Well, of course, yeah, but it's not for the want of trying. You know, semi-finals, finals they've been to. You know, it's that last step which is the tough one to take. And that's what Thomas Tuchel's trying to do, especially like I keep saying, the 18-month contract. He's kind of trying to fast-track it. So we just have to be patient and hope that this is the squad. From this bunch of players, you can pick the squad that can go and do it.
There's a winning habit there somewhere, isn't it? It's just this is the hardest step for this group of players.
Yeah, they've obviously created a lovely culture, obviously, with the underage teams with England. Obviously, the women's team doing very well. But as we know, of course, it's obviously not easy. Very difficult. England have got close over the last few years. But you've just said there, the last step is the hardest one. Have England got the players, the attacking players? I think on paper, yeah, you look at it. There's obviously question marks, I said, with the goalkeeping defensively and the conditions next year at the World Cup. So there's still a lot of challenges ahead. But obviously that's the aim of the manager. That's why he's took the job. He's coming here for one reason, and that is to win the World Cup.
Absolutely. Well, the players will be out to warm up in a second. Elliot Anderson, amongst them, of Nottingham Forest, making his senior debut. He was at Newcastle. They had to sell him because of profit and sustainability rules, which very few people understand, but they're very much there. But in terms of his England career, Roy, it might be the best thing that's happened to him, because getting in the Newcastle midfield so hard, this is actually maybe the avenue into the England team is via Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, it's definitely worked out well for him. Well, it is at the moment, because he's playing regularly, and Forest particularly done well last year, and then getting to Europe, and he's performing week in, week out. He's got his opportunity now. Again, he's impressed the manager. They obviously know his personality from underage level. And he played the ball early in the season. I think it was Brentford at home, and Forest won it maybe around the halfway line, and he played a pass through to, I think it took Wood, who made a good run. And they're the type of passes that the manager must be looking at. The England manager, I'm talking, going, I like what I see, because that's your job as a footballer, to impress the England manager. Go, that's a bit different, and that's what you want. And obviously he'll get more of them opportunities tonight. So that killer pass, you need to see some of that today.
I remember watching him against West Ham, and West Ham ain't started the season well, and people talking about, he plays in a Forest side, it's a transitional side, how's he going to cope with England, who might have a lot more of the ball? But I watched him against West Ham, and he's very capable on the ball. He's very capable of getting in, making a challenge, breaking up play, and like Roy rightly said, he can see a pass. So again, he's come up as a player who knows how to win something. He's coming into a dressing room where they need to do that.
But then he faces the challenges, of course. Now his profile's going to go up a little bit. We're talking about him. When he goes back to Forest, you got to keep that up now. You've been maybe under that radar the last year, and people said, he's not a bad player, he's not a bad player. All of a sudden, you're playing for England, and people will start looking at him very closely. It's how he deals with that expectation now.
If we take the issue of England's back four, Pickford in goal, all being well, Mark Gahey, and I think a lot of people have gone, Mark Gahey's behaved himself impeccably. He didn't get his move. Plenty of others have kicked off and did get their move. What's happened there? My point being, though, do you feel that there's quite a lot of those positions in the back four which are up for grabs? Reece James is a great footballer if he can stay fit for long enough. Lewis-Skelly's left back at the moment, hasn't started a game yet for Arsenal. Do you think actually in terms of the back four, there's a lot of competition for places?
Well, there is, and you have to say, unfortunately John Stones is out. You would have thought it probably would have been John Stones and Mark Gahey. But again, it's an opportunity. Ezra Konsa still in and around it. I'm glad to see Dan Burn getting another go. There's places. This is England. You look at someone like Livramento. You look at Lewis Hall. People like that have got to be looking at this squad in this World Cup year and thinking, I think I've got a chance to get in there.
It's a challenge for the managers. Generally speaking, when you're talking about we tend to say we have to get your best players in the team, but that's not always the case. We look at England's squad of players, the players who are missing. He's got fantastic players available, but for the manager over the next 12 months is getting that balance right with the chemistry, getting the right fit, who can links up well. And it's not always about getting the best attacking players on the pitch. I know there's been arguments for the last 20, 30 years, England fans trying to get certain players in the team, but the managers have got the lads who just are a team and have got right chemistry. We've kind of not seen that yet, but they'll have to do it quickly.
I know you will say it shouldn't affect him, but will there be a bit of Mark Gahey who will need an arm round his shoulder, because it would have been a wonderful move to Liverpool? Look, he's a free agent. He might go anywhere next summer. He could go abroad, of course. He might go to Europe somewhere. But as England come out to warm up, will there be an issue that someone will just need to say to him, listen, your move will come, just now knuckle down again? Yeah,
well, obviously when the clubs like Liverpool are coming in at this stage of the season with a year left to go, he's obviously doing something right. I think he would have been disappointed, but as we know, the challenge about being a professional footballer is dealing with setbacks. And the beauty is, he knows if he has a good season ahead and does well in the World Cup, he'll have plenty of options anyway. I wouldn't be worried about January yet, but next summer he'll have every club after him, including Liverpool. So it's just a different option, different timing, but I think he'll roll with it. He seems like a top professional.
The thing with him is as well, his age, you know what I mean, and his emergence. You know, there's no rush. He can't lose in this situation as long as he doesn't get himself injured. You know, come next season, he's a free agent and he can go anywhere. He'll have the pick of where he wants to go. So Liverpool will still be probably still be in the hunt, but the way he's conducted himself, of course, he will get on with it because that's how he plays. That's how he is. That's the kind of guy he is.
England captain Harry Kane, cap number 108 today. His backup is Ollie Watkins, obviously plays for Aston Villa.
Yeah.
The cupboard's quite bare after that, with the greatest of respect. Once upon a time, you played in an era of 6, 7, 8 of you could have permed 2 from. If something happens to Harry Kane or Watkins, you do wonder where they're going to go. Calvert-Lewin's just moved to Leeds. Solanke's coming back from injury.
Liam Delap's injured as well. Yeah, Ivan Toney looks like he's out of the picture. The fact is, we haven't got enough. They haven't got enough. You look at it, you probably have to go with a false 9 when you look at the players and the availability of a proper number 9 to replace someone like Harry Kane. You probably will have to go to a false 9.
Is that just the way the football is? The systems have evolved to that extent.
But there's always that worry. And a manager, he just doesn't want options. He wants good options. But if Kane stays fit, he's playing at Bayern and he's up and running, he's available for the World Cup, then he's going to play. And we can't speak highly enough of Kane. The stats are all fantastic. If he stays fit, then he's the main man. Don't worry too much at the moment about who's in the backup. There'll always be somebody coming through, maybe.
That could happen. And if that happens, then all of a sudden we're in the old...
It could.
That could happen.
Roy, it's happened before, 2002, 2006. There's often an injury.